The Great Winter of 2010, December 2010. It started off with a real cold blast from the north in November, and from the satellite picture we can see eventually what happened in December. The whole country was covered in snow, apart from Bodmin sort of down into Cornwall, and it's very reminiscent to the movie The Day After Tomorrow, the amount of snow and white that covered the UK. And it all occurred through a stratospheric warming. Now, during this time, you can see from the high pressure there, gone right to the north. We're bringing in winds from a very, very long fetch. The 26th of November was 1.8 degrees, minus 1.8 at night. The 27th was 0.6, minus 0.7 at night. The 28th was 2.6 with minus 4.2. And the 29th, 2 degrees, minus 3.6, with penetrating frost for each day. And during that time, I went up onto the moors at a place called Riders Hill, and it was minus 6 something up there, with a scattering of snow and very high chills. Chill factors around minus 11, wind speeds around 22 to 30 mile an hour. And it was a really, really cold spell. And the stratospheric warming really did kick in and settle things down. And as you can see there from that 850 HPA, how the blue colours are not very far away, but they never actually got very cold over us because it is only December. So the second, as you can see on there, low pressure began to develop, and we had lots and lots of snow sort of scenes come up, and various things happen along the way. The 2nd of December was 0.7 and minimum minus 2.2, minus 15 wind chill, and the ground we had ice 6 inches thick. And the 3rd was 3.4, minus 9.4 at night, and one of the coldest nights I've recorded early in December. The 4th was 7 degrees, minimum 0.6. The 5th 4 degrees, minimum 0.5, and the 6th 1 degree, minimum minus 4.3. And we had lots of snow showers in between these times and settling snow. The 7th was minus 0.8, minimum minus 0.2, and freezing for most, obviously for all through the day, lots of freezing fog, and it was a bitterly cold day. The 8th was 2.6, minus 2.8 at night, again high chill factors from the northeast. And the 9th, it went up to 6.9, 9 degrees, minimum minus 2.2. And then we have a period between the 9th and the 16th. I didn't really record much on it, but it was temperatures were sort of above 6 degrees during that time. From the period 16th of December to the 25th, things really began to get interesting. So although there was a bit of a lull in the cold weather, it began to kick in. So you can see here from the 16th of December, high pressure began to build again over Greenland, and bitterly cold air spread down from the north, right down across the country, with snow showers with it. By the 18th, we had a deep low pressure over us, producing lots of snow, showers as well, and very cold temperatures just above freezing. In fact, the 16th was 16th and 17th, a lot of snow showers, but not particularly deep, but for this time of year it was sort of 1.5 inches deep or so. The 17th was 3.3 degrees, minus 2.4 at night, again another 2.5 inches of snow, best snow for years for December. And by the 18th, 1.2 degrees maximum, minimum minus 1.4, high wind chill, and again more snow. Also during the 18th, we had an extremely cold night. At 10:30 the temperature fell to minus 11 degrees, and on the grass temperature was minus 16.2. And further down the road, sort of like, I don't know, 200 yards down the road, it was minus 12.5. And I remember that the air was so cold, because we're not used to it, it almost made you cough. It was coldest since 1982. So we move on to the 19th of December. Maximum temperature was 0, minimum minus 11.3. And again, a fresh northeasterly wind. This is, I believe, Friday night. And a weak front with the channel. And we had, I think, 3 inches of snow came down that day. Very, very beautiful. Sorry, not 3 inches of snow. There was actually 6 inches of snow. We already had 3 inches of snow prior to that on a Saturday. But this was 6 inches of snow. But this time, the snow was sort of like really hanging around, sort of drifting in places. And that was the amazing thing about that occasion. You can see from the charts the low pressures hanging over us there, really giving us a lot of snow. And by Monday the 20th, Monday the 20th, we had a maximum of 2.6, minimum 5.6. But this is when the snow really walloped another lot down. As you can see here, the 2 low pressures. The front came up in the morning time. The radar showed continuous snow coming down above us. It didn't seem to move away. There was cracks of thunder. I think 6 more flashes of lightning. The lights went here. We had dense, heavy snow. It wasn't big flakes. It was just very, very dense, small grains. And the front passed by. The temperature sort of crept up to 0.6, but it didn't turn to rain. It crept up to 0.6, and then the whole precipitation stopped. And that gave us another 6 inches of snow, and a total of 9.5 inches in 2 days, which is the best snow we've had for years and years and years. And I put a note on here that I was not able to get to work that day. I had to dig my car out. Oh, actually, finally did get to work. But the trees were bending down under the snow, and it was a really amazing experience. So we went on from that day, we on to the 21st here, and you see the slack area low pressure there. And this is where the great cold really came in for some really interesting night temperatures. Again, the day temperatures not particularly cold, extreme, very cold but not extreme, not sub-zero really. We had a maximum of 1.3 degrees on that day, and I called it the great cold, minus 1.4 night. And at that night it really dropped down. I got home from work, and by 6:15 in the evening it was minus 9. By 6:30 it was minus 10, and by 7 o'clock minus 10.4, 13.5 below on the grass. And then eventually by 10:10 it was minus 12.7 outside, and minus 15 degrees down the road. And by the next morning, the 22nd, the temperature maximum 0.3, minimum minus 13 degrees, and just below us, a couple hundred yards down the road, minus 16, which is incredibly cold, and the coldest temperature I'd ever recorded at that time. If you just scroll on through, 22nd, so the 22nd was the day that the snow came, and it sort of was the day after the snow came. The high pressure began to build again from the north after this event, and it just got colder and colder. The blue skies for the next 3 or 4 days up to Christmas Day and Boxing Day really preserved the snow, because of the permanent ground frost that was, and the low sun in the sky. The 23rd we got down to maximum of minus 1.5, minimum minus 2.5. Again, fresh wind chill minus 15. Very bitter, a lot of ice, a lot of beautiful snow, nothing thawing, and icicles hanging off the roof outside this house here were 2 or 3 feet deep all along. Really picture postcard. And going to work was amazing experience, driving through snow. Yet, I get over to work at Torquay by the coast and it's virtually nothing, and that's the way it stood. The 24th, Christmas Eve, 2 degrees C, minimum -2.5 gain, fresh night, penetrating frost, unbroken sunshine all day. At home, still 7 inches of snow, very slight thaw because of the obviously just above freezing. Trees are all covered in snow still. 2 or 3 foot drifts further up the hill, 1.5 above the hill I'm at. It was very, very beautiful, and it was so picturesque. The 25th, Christmas Day, maximum 1 degree, minimum -9.3. Very beautiful. I remember going for a walk early in the morning with this hard frost and hearing the bells ringing at church down below us for Christmas Day. It was just so poignant, such a surreal sort of sound. It's so perfectly picture card. It was an amazing experience. The 26th, it finally came to an end, and 3.6 degrees maximum, -11.5 minimum. So jolly cold still, and severe frost, but the thaw began to kick in, and gradually that became the end of it. And the 27th we had 5.1, and that gradually became the end of the cold spell. So as you can see from the pictures above here, views across Dartmoor, various scenes to look at that depict the kind of experiences we went through at home. And Harborne Head, not far from us, it was beautiful. Dartmoor was, Brent Hill, various places around, just looking very beautiful. So yeah, abandoned cars and lots of snow, just lasting for days, beautiful sunsets, icicles hanging off roofs and evening colours. It was a beautiful time. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little video of 2010. It was an amazing time, and hopefully we'll get some again in the future.